Hello everyone, this is Alex with Dallas Fish Daddy, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my experience with the Aquaclear 70 series as well as the modifications that I made to improve its performance. So Aquaclear, they have several products. They have the 20 series, they have the 50, the 70, 110. They might have a 10 or 5 series, correct me if I'm wrong. But I went with the 70 series. I have a Marineland 56-gallon aquarium, and so I wanted a higher volume of filtration because it's a good amount of water in here. But the other reason, too, that I wanted to size up from the 50 to the 70 and go with that 70 was that I wanted more room for biomedia and some of the filter floss and some of the mods that I did to it. So real quick, Aquaclear, tried and true, very reliable. I've had this since 2021. Never had an issue with it not priming. It's never leaked. The motor is very quiet. I don't have any issues with the noise. It's a strong pump, I would say, overall. And so it brings me to my first modification that I made because I have small tetras, shrimp, and some other fish that really don't like high flow. And so I bought this baffle from Etsy. You can go on there and there's quite a few people that do 3D printing and they sell products for the Aquaclear. And this is one of them that I recommend. And so it has these little slits that will kind of slow that water down coming into the aquarium. Now on the left side of the video here, I have a UV sterilizing light. I have the fine filter floss before it goes into the media bay. UV sterilizing light. I bought that light from Amazon. I think it was like $15 or $20. I can't really remember. It's ran great. I think it's on its 4th year as well. I'm a big believer in UV sterilizers, particularly on the freshwater side. It definitely helps clarify the water, and this is a really cheap way to add a UV sterilizer is by putting it in the back here into your hang on the back before it goes through all your media. Also, this area, I thought it was kind of some wasted space, and so that's where I put my fine filter floss, and after 3 weeks or so, I pull it out once it gets real dirty and then cut some new fine filter floss and put it in there. But I want to talk about this base because for the Aquaclear fans out there, you can tell that this is a little different. This is an intake. It's called In-Tank is the company. You know you're on the right website if you see a black and white clownfish as their emblem. But this is an In-Tank insert. The insert that comes with the Aquaclear 70 series is fine, but I wanted something that had better compartments and just a little bit more crisp as far as the design, and that I thought was easier to clean. And so In-Tank sells these, I guess, modified cartridges. And so you can actually pull the whole thing out. I won't do that right now, but pull the whole thing out. And I feel like the flow of water through this whole device is much better. And it comes out, I think, far clearer in the water compared to what I had previously, which was just the regular insert. So the intake insert is on the pricier side. I think it was like $60, but it's really well made. It's 3D printed, and so it's partitioned. So you got your sponges right here, and the water goes all the way down, and then it starts and comes up from the bottom on the right side here. It comes up from the bottom, goes through all your ceramic rings, and comes up the top, and it goes through these sponges and comes out this way. I was one of those maybe impulse buys, and then it turned out to be a really good product. And so I really believe in the intake upgrade that you can do for this. Corey from Aquarium Co-op has got a great video on intake sponges or just ways that you can improve hang on the back filtration. I highly recommend always having an intake sponge on your intake tubing in your tank. There's several reasons for this, and he gets into them too in his video, but it captures a lot of your bigger debris, and it's a great place for shrimp to feed and graze because a lot of the maybe uneaten fish food gets trapped in that sponge. But it also greatly increases the amount of time that, or it greatly increases the longevity of all the filtration media in here, because most of that solids is going into that intake sponge and being collected there, and less of those solids are actually going through your filter, which is really nice. And so it lasts a lot longer before you have to do a deep cleaning, which I'm all about, lowering the amount of maintenance that I got to do with a kid and a wife and all those things. So this is the Aquaclear 70 series, and I don't think I have much else to say. It's very quiet. I've never had issues with a hum, or nobody here at our house has said, hey, it's kind of on the noisier side. No one's ever said that. It's a really good product. I know that, I think it's Tidal they have a hang on the back filter too. I've never tried that one personally. I've always gone with the Aquaclear, and I really, really like this. And the other thing that I did, it's not a must, and there's no real science behind what I'm going to say here, but I think the Tidal filter, it does have a telescoping intake, but what I really liked about the Aquaclear is that with this intake, I can add more piping to go all the way down to the bottom of the tank. And I really like collecting the water as low in the tank as possible, because I think it's best to take, because that's where most of the dirt, or I'm sorry, the mulm and the fish waste and the broken down organic material is going to be, is near the bottom of the tank. So if you have a filter, in my opinion, where it's grabbing the water from not far up the water column, so like here, I don't know if you're getting the best filtration, because all of this water down here is not being kind of grabbed, so to speak, unless you have power heads and what have you. And that's great if you do, but spend the extra money and get some Aquaclear extension tubing and put them together, and so you can get really close to the bottom of the aquarium. And I think it'll do much better for you as far as polishing the water. But that's really all I have. This is, Aquarium Co-op, coarse sponge, Aquarium Co-op, fine filter media, fine filter floss, coarse sponges you can get from, these actually comes with the Aquaclear setups, and they've lasted 4 years, and I just rinse them off. And then the ceramic rings, you can get those from Corey from Aquarium Co-op, Fish Tank Direct, Amazon, any of your local stores. But that's it. Drop any questions or feedback below in the comments, and looking forward to the next video with y'all. Thanks. Bye-bye.